Hey everybody, John Abdo, author of Wolves of Croton, The Untold Story of Milo. I know many of you have read the book. Those of you who haven't but are interested in it, I want to bring all of you to some audio snippets. They're self-recorded from my Alex, that's his name, which is the text-to-speech, which is in my MacBook Air, so excuse that. But nonetheless, I think you'll be very interested to hear some of these snippets. Obviously, it'll go into more detail in the book. Not everything's going to be about Milo. It'll be about Pythagoras, the master seer, maybe King Darius, Caliphon, Croton's chief physician, Diotimus, Milo's father, and many, many other characters, which are real historical characters, and I'm sure that you'll enjoy their stories. So without further ado, let's listen to some audio clips from Wolves of Croton, The Untold Story of Milo. Thank you for listening.
Commanding Rite. Boy, Philostratus sternly says to Milo, carry your pigs out of our training quarters. Obeying his coach, Milo chases the pigs and snatches them up into his arms. But as the swine squiggle about, the sounds of their squeals instantly irritate our commander's eardrums. As Milo starts walking toward the gates impatiently, Philostratus runs up and smacks Milo with his club. Boy, you move slow today. Exercising with your piglet seems to have fatigued you. Milo ceases walking, and instead of kicking open the double-sided gates, he tosses each pig over the 15-foot stone wall. Philostratus shouts to Milo, a wrestler with any brains knows the difference between carry and throw. These are basic techniques even the novice combatant understands. Your instructions come with ulterior motives, Milo calmly replies. There are many motives you do not understand about my training methods, boy, says Philostratus. Standing his ground, Milo raises his hand and says, Commander. What, boy? I request a challenge to rise my rank. Laughing at the absurdity of the request, Philostratus responds, and whom amongst us is a worthy challenge for the boy who throws pigs over stone walls? Milo looks directly into Philostratus' eyes and replies, You, sir. I believe you are a worthy challenge. I wish to attain the rank of commander. With the exception of Geopinen, none of us has ever witnessed an internal fight over pecking order or rank. Sure, we've heard plenty of arguments and debates, and we witnessed Milo enduring a bloody skirmish with Adolphus to re-earn his rank amongst the wolf pack, but never before have we witnessed a physical fight intended to outrank a military commander. Loudly, the rusty hinges squeak from disuse as Croton's bombastic commander opens the doors to the armory. His first armament is a meshed chainmail, which he fastens around his torso. Then, after a decisive feeling-out period, Philostratus selects a double-edged sword and a chained mace, then proceeds to slide a corroded bronze helmet over his head. Now standing in full military garb, Philostratus turns to face Milo only to find the boy standing in the same position, naked, wearing only the intent of his challenge, as well as the grease from the pigs. What are your chosen weapons, boy? Philostratus asks his challenger. Milo slowly spreads his arms, palms facing Philostratus, and replies, I am a wrestler. My body is my weapon. Stepping forward to judge the duel, Geopinen squares the two challengers and shouts, Fight! Immediately, Philostratus jumps into a back stance, then lunges forward, extending his sword toward Milo's abdomen. But the attempted stab is easily shunned, as Milo simply leans his torso away from the blade. As Philostratus stumbles to recover his footing, the commander starts to weave his body, repeating one stabbing motion after another, all missing Milo's massively large body by embarrassingly great distances. Changing strategies, Philostratus swings the mace at Milo's head. But as Milo ducks out of the weapon's path, the flail's spiked head swings around and strikes Philostratus' own forearm instead. Wounded by his own weapon, the clearly frustrated Philostratus again switches strategies. Now double-handing the sword's grip, Croton's commander raises his blade above his head and swipes away, aiming at Milo's neck. But swipe after swipe, Despite much slashing and sweeping, the heavy sword only depletes Philostratus' strength. Croton's commander has proven too slow and clumsy. He simply lacks the strength and stamina to endure this fight. Milo's speed and elusiveness have made a mockery of Croton's military chief, and to boot, without any offensive action whatsoever on his part. Grossly outmatched and increasingly deflated, his best efforts no match for the one he calls boy, Philostratus at last drops his sword, removes his chest armor, and bends to one knee, tipping his head in an honorable bow. A disposed Philostratus thus removes his tarnished helmet. In a commanding tone, he goes on to renounce his rank. But first, why did you not harm me? Philostratus asks. My intent was to kill you. Your antagonizations have only made me stronger, Milo responds. After a long pause, Philostratus humbly renounces Milo, Commander of Croton. Everybody in the courtyard drops to one knee and rejoices. Milo, Commander of Croton. As the capitulating Philostratus begins to exit the yard, Milo openly professes the boy accomplished his goal to attain the rank of commander. This statement confuses Philostratus. Curious, he stops and asks for clarification. Commander? Only commander, Milo replies. I am a wrestler. I must learn the difference between carry and throw, ankle pick and high crotch, as well, without dirt clinging to my hand or knee. Only a great coach can teach me those techniques. Bowing his head in honor, Philostratus adds, only if the boy will heed to my instructions. You are my coach, Milo decrees. I am your student. I vow to become an Olympiad wrestling champion under your guidance. Then we have an agreement. Philostratus replies. I will continue to hold my stick to anyone in whom I find fault, including Milo of Croton. After Milo nods, accepting the proposal, Philostratus continues. First lesson. A wrestler's brain is his weapon. In the meantime, the news quickly spread throughout all Magna Graecia and around the world. Milo, Commander of Croton.
I'm John Abdo. I want to thank you for listening. Here's a link on how you can get a copy of my book, Wolves of Croton, The Untold Story of Milo.